This is One-on-One. Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato, but much more importantly, it is my honor, my pleasure to introduce a giant in the medical industry, someone who has literally saved the lives of many, many people. He is Dr. Leon Smith, consulting physician, infectious disease, Barnabas Health, and founder of the L.G. Smith Infectious Disease Foundation. How you doing, my old friend?
Good to see you, Steve. I'm so proud of you.
Well, no,
what you've achieved.
I'm proud of you, and that's why you're here. For those of you who do not know, Leon Smith is considered one of the foremost experts, a trailblazer in the field of infectious disease in this country. And people come to you when they don't know what to do, and they can't figure things out. And without disclosing too much, I will just say that you did that for me when I experienced something that I didn't even know existed, called Mrsa.
Yeah.
And
you remember that?
And I do remember that. And you also did it for our son, Stephen, who's now turning 22 and doing very well when he was a baby, for another thing we didn't even know existed. Yeah. And I will tell you, I know that countless families across this country do that, reach out for you. Leon, when did you become fascinated with the field of infectious disease?
When I was at Georgetown, I didn't have any money, so I worked in a convalescent hospital with children. And I started working with the people at NIH doing research. National
Institutes of Health.
And because of that, I got into NIH as the youngest person to do research. And I got in through by working at Children's Convalescent Hospital to go into infectious disease. I was going to go into surgery. I love surgery. I was going to go back to Yonkers and practice surgery. But I got sidetracked by the people at NIH.
A few years ago, 60 Minutes did an amazing special on Leon and his family. Now, there are a couple of other Smiths who are in the field of medicine, am I correct?
Yes. We have 5 of our children are in it. One in infectious disease. I work with him now. Stephen, who you know very well. He's involved with your father's board.
Yes.
And he runs a great AIDS center in East Orange in Newark.
That's right.
A great center. He's one of the leading HIV doctors in the world.
Sure is.
Found a new HIV virus. And so I work for him now and his wife 2 days a week. And I work on a foundation.
Yes. And then there's Leon.
And Leon is OB/GYN.
Yeah, high-risk pregnancies.
High risk. He's #1 in the state.
Yeah, we know him too.
Oh, you do too? You know him too?
Trust me, we do.
Is that right?
Yeah, and so, and anyone else?
Well, my daughter, Dr. Blackwood, #1 breast cancer surgeon in the country right now. And then my daughter, Ann, who's a radiologist at Yale. They 2 of them went to Yale, first in their class. And then my son-in-law, Dr. Dennehy. And I've got 3 grandchildren in medical school right now.
Leon, how does that, when that happens, obviously it doesn't happen by accident, but I've known you long enough to know that you didn't push it.
No.
You didn't force it. What is it, do you think, that caused that to happen?
Well, I think the kids saw that I enjoyed it so much. I mean, I enjoyed medicine so much when I was a student and an intern. I used to page myself just to hear Dr. Leon Smith on the page. I mean, that's how much I still enjoy it. I graduated in '56, and I'm going full blast.
Yes.
I mean, I've taken care of popes and kings and presidents and poor people. For 51 years, I took care of the poor people in Newark. I trained more doctors than anybody in the world for infectious disease and internal medicine.
And it's just, that's not bragging, that's just a fact. Let me ask you, the field of infectious disease changed dramatically over the past, I'm just going to say 15 years. Yes. Dramatically?
Dramatically.
How so?
Well, first of all, not many people are going into it. Over 100 people did not sign up for fellowship this year. There's not enough money in it. People go where the money is nowadays. It's all about business and money nowadays. And there's not enough infectious disease. And one of our aims in the Infectious Disease Foundation is to stimulate students to go into it like I did when I got into it. So we give money to Yale, Harvard, Hopkins, Georgetown, New Jersey Medical School.
To encourage people to go into it.
We give them summer clerkships to go into it. Get enthusiastic, exciting. It's an exciting field. There's no new antibiotic. There are Mrsa coming up from Saudi Arabia, from camels. And there's recurrence now of pertussis in older people. And you got influenza coming down, resistant. And so none of people going into it.
And so what's so interesting is, so years back in the 80s, when the HIV AIDS situation was capturing the world's attention and imagination. It was like, oh, this infectious disease field is exploding. But then people think, oh, well, we got that under control. Well, which is more complicated than that. They really don't, but great strides have been made. But that's not the only infectious disease out there.
Exactly right. It's exactly right. And the new diseases coming up all the time. You talked about MRSA?
MRSA, which is MRSA, which I have this big scar on my leg because
you still
of.
have it? Yeah.
And well, no, what's interesting is, without going into a lot of detail, people didn't know what was going on with me, and it was a bad situation. And I came to your home, without going into a lot of detail, I came to your home, and you must have looked at it, Leon, and I'm not lying, for 5 seconds, and you said, we have to go now.
Yeah.
That's all you said.
Well, if that got in the bloodstream, you were finished. Because it was a resistant bug. It was a resistant one.
But I remember you said, we have to go now, and I said, why? And you said, let's just go now. And then...
That's his history.
And we were in hospital for a long time. But the point is, that MRSA, is very resistant to certain antibiotics.
Yes.
Talk about the antibiotic situation, not just about MRSA, but about other infections and why there's such a resistance today.
Well, first of all, the drug companies are not making any new antibiotics. There's not enough money in it. It's all about money. The patent is not long enough, so they go into statins and hypertension drugs and that sort of thing, cancer drugs. So they don't go into that field. And in the meantime, because of our antibiotics, misuse of antibiotics, we got resistant. We got a New Delhi strain from India.
Right.
We got Mrsa. We got all the drugs now becoming resistant. We have the Andromeda strain is out there now, and nothing to treat it with.
So go back to the scholarships. The whole idea of the scholarships, the medical school scholarships.
Yes.
Where do you even get the money for that?
Well, I do two things. One, I raise money for my foundation.
Right.
I use my own IRA money to help the kids in Newark.
Your own?
My own IRA to start it. And I got St. George's, instead of taking money and teaching money, I got them to participate and give me a free scholarship. One of the great stories of all time. Mr. Fritsky, 13, he had meningitis, he lost his arms and his legs. He had 13 children. He had a son who wanted to go to medical school. He had no money. I made one phone call to Dr. Charles Modica. I said,
Charles Modica at...
St. George's.
St. George's.
I said, I want this kid to have a scholarship. He said, for you, Leon. If it weren't for you, there'd be no medical school in Grenada today. So he gave him a scholarship. The kid's first in his class.
First in his class.
First in his class. And the kid had no money, a full scholarship, everything.
So your thing is to constantly promote this field.
Yeah.
Constantly promote it. By the way, another way that Dr. Leon Smith promotes the field, and more importantly, the work that not only is being done, but what you need to know is every day with our good friend Joe Piscopo on AM 970 radio. There you see Joe Piscopo with his Yankee hat, so you know he's doing all right. Joe Piscopo, if you do not know this, is heard every day from 6 to 9 a.m. on AM 970 radio. And of course, Leon Smith can be heard doing a medical bulletin, a 90-second medical bulletin on Joe Piscopo, AM 970. You love doing that, right?
I love doing it. It's a pain in the neck to go to New York, though. I can't. I'd rather come here in Patterson.
Yeah, we should figure out how to have you do that. But check out Joe Piscopo's show on AM 970. So Joe's good. He's great. He's our friend. But more importantly, you get to listen to Leon. Leon, we love having you here. You are our friend. You are a mentor to so many. And you save lives. And so thank you, Leon.
We have the foundation. People should look at it. 30,000 people look at it a month on the website. We help get people free medication or discounted medication. We get scholarships for students. We get a essay for Governor Burns' name for students.
Brendan Byrne, right?
Yeah, Brendan Byrne.
That's why we had the website up the whole time, Leon.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Great.
Leon, thank you, buddy.
You very much.
Stay right there.
It's a pleasure seeing you.
Same here.